Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel and thank you again for joining me for another tutorial. So today I want to teach you how you can increase the size of your round beaded bag from 5 steps to 7 steps for a wider or a bigger bag. Let's get started. So today I'll be using 12mm pearls to demonstrate this for a clear vision. Okay, that's what I'll be using. I'll be using my 50-pound fishing line. This is how the thickness is looking like. This is how it's looking like, 50 pound. Okay, it's in 50 pound. My plier, and let's get started. Let me push this bead aside. So here is my line that I cut as long as my arms can take, and we are going to start with 6 bead. 6 bead. Okay, I'm going to string all these 6 bead on my line, and this is how it's looking like. And now we are going to make a ring of this 6 bead. Okay, make a ring of it. I'm going to hold my other line and go through the last one and pull. I'm going to hold and pull it down. Now we make one ring. This is the first step. Now on this line I add 5 bead to my line. That is my left line. Again, I'm going to hold the last one and cross with my other line and pull. Now we have 2 rings. Now I'm going to go into all these beads round one by one and add bead. So into the next bead. Now into the next bead, I add this line, the left line, I add 4 bead to it. I'm going to hold the last, cross with my other line and pull. I'm going to go into the next bead, this line into the next bead. That's my right line. I'm going through the next bead. Now I add 4 bead to my left line. Cross and pull. Into the next bead again, this one. Okay, we are going round the circle, the ring that we made. We are going into it one by one. So I'm going into the next bead and add 4 bead. Into the next, I add 4 bead to my left line. Cross and pull. Now I'm going to go into this bead and the one on the side. Okay, I'm going to go into the last bead on the ring and the bead on the side. Now the number of bead I need to complete this step, this is the second step that we are going to complete right now. 3 bead. Add 3 bead to complete the second step. Now I'm going to tie over here. Okay, I'm going to tie 1 knot over here. So right here I'm just going to tie and tie in between the bead. Okay, this is how my line is looking like, and this is how the shape is. So now here is my line in between these 2 beads. Okay, I'm going to split it, bring one here and the right one into the right, this one into the right bead. So now my line is in 2 bead like this. It's in 2 bead. Okay, now I add 4 bead to my left line. Cross and pull. I'm going to go into the next bead. I add 3 bead to my line. This is 6 5 6 5 we are doing. Now I'm going to go into 2 bead, this 2 bead. Pull my line into this 2 bead, and I'll be adding 3 bead. I add 3 bead to my left line. Cross and pull. Now I'm going to pull my line again into the next bead. Into the next bead and add 3 bead. 3 bead to my line. Cross and pull. Now I'm going to go into the next 2 bead. Go into the next 2 bead. Add 3 bead to your left line. Into the next bead. Now 1 bead. Okay, going to go to the next bead. I add 3 bead to my line. into 2 bead. I'm going to put my line into 2 bead. This is the first one. I'm going to go into the second one. Add 3 bead to my left line. I'm going to cross and pull. Now I'm going to go into the next bead. This line into the next bead, okay? That's my right line into the next bead. I add 3 bead to my left line. Into the next 2 bead, 3 bead. Into the next bead, into the next bead. 1 bead in the corner over here. Now I add 3 bead to my line. I'm going to go into the next 2 bead. This line into the next 2. Now I'll be adding 3 bead to my line. I'm going to go into the next bead again. This line into the next 2 bead, next 2. On my line, this is the first and the second bead. My line is in 2 bead over here. So now I complete this step with 2 bead, and this is how it's looking like. Very beautiful and rounded. So because I'm using a bigger bead over here, I want to tie a knot over here too. I'm going to tie a knot in between these 2 beads over here. Then I'm going to reposition my line again to start another one. So I'm putting 1 line into 1 bead. So my line is in 1 bead. My left line, we are going to go round this shape again to make another round, okay? I'm adding 3 beads to my line. I'm going to cross and pull. I'm going to go into the next bead. I add 2 bead. Into the next bead, 2 bead. So these steps, we are going to go through 1 bead round this circle and add 2 bead to it. So I'm going through 1 bead, then I add 2 bead. My right line is going to the next bead, and I add 2 bead to my left line. Into the next bead again, 1 bead, okay? I'm going through only 1 bead. Then I add 2 bead to my left line. I'm going to cross and pull. This is how we are going to repeat. Go through 1 and add 2 bead round this shape, okay? Very beautiful. Now I'm about to complete this step. I'm going to go into the next bead. Then I add 2 bead to my line. Now this is the last bead I'm going to go through, okay? This line into the last bead on the circle, and I'm going to go through the last one and the one on the side. Now the number of bead I need to complete, this is how my line is looking like. It's in 3 bead. My line is in 3 bead. I add 1 bead to complete this step, okay? Very beautiful. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also turn on your notifications for new video. Now I pull a new line into 1 bead. Only 1 bead, okay? So with this step, I'm starting with 4 bead. Cross and pull. Like this, okay? I start with 4 bead. And I'm going to go into the next bead. I add 3 bead to my line. Cross and pull. Now my right line, this line into the next bead again. Into the next bead. I add 3 bead to my line. Cross and pull. I'm going to go into the next bead again. 3 bead. I add 3 beads to my left line. I'm going to cross and pull. Now this is how we are going to repeat around the shape. I go through the next bead, I add 3 beads. I'm going to pull my line again into the next bead. This line into the next bead. Add 3 beads to my line. I add 3 beads to my line, okay? So with this step, this is all we are going to repeat, okay? We are going to go through one bead, then you add 3 beads to your line, okay? Now I'm about to complete this step. I'm going to go into the last bead and the bead on the side. Now I add 2 beads to complete this step. Now step number 6, I'm going to pull my line through 2 beads. Pull my line to first and second. So I pull my line to 2 beads, okay? I start with 4 beads. Cross and pull. Into 2 beads, I'm going to pull my line into the next 2 beads. Go to 2 beads. And add 3 beads. I add 3 beads to my line. Now into the next 2. 3 beads. Add 3 beads to your line. Cross and pull. Into the next 2 beads. Add 3 beads to your line. Into the next 2. 3 beads. Okay, 3 beads. Now I'm about to complete this one. You add 3 beads to your line. Like this. Cross and pull. Into the next 2 beads. 3 beads. So with this step, this is all we have to repeat. We are going to go through 2 beads and add 3 beads, okay? Now cross and pull. I'm going to pull my line again into 2 beads. If you do the same thing, you get the same exact result that I have over here, okay? I add 3 beads to my line. Into the next 2. So with this step, if you count the ring, each ring counts 6 in the ring, okay? That's what we are doing over here. Into the next 2 beads. The next 2. This 2 beads, okay? This is 1 and 2. Now we are going to go into the one on the side over here. Now my line is in 4 beads. I'm going to add 2 more to let my count be 6 in the ring, okay? And this will be the end of step number 6, like this. This is how it's looking like. Now we are going to increase again. If this shape is not wide enough for you, I have one more step, so we can add to it to make it wider for you. I'm just weaving the rest of the line a little bit back into my weave, my bead, before I trim it off. Okay, so I know my line is secure. Now I cut a new line. I'm going to put my line into this bead over here. Only 1 bead. This is where my line is. It's in 1 bead. Now I start with 3 bead. 3 bead, okay? I start with 3 bead. Cross and pull into the next bead. Add 2 bead. So this is the 7th step that we are adding, okay? To make it a little bit wider for you. If it's a 6th step is not enough for you, you continue with 7th step to make it a little bit wider. So I'm going through 1 bead, then I add 2 bead to it. So over here, I'm pulling my line through only 1 bead. go through 1, add 2 bead. I'll go through 1 bead, the next bead, okay, and I'll be adding 2 bead to my line. Into the next bead, 2 bead. Into the next bead, 2 bead. I'm going to go into the next bead again, this line into the next bead. I add 2 bead to my line. Into the next bead, 2 bead. So this final step, this is what we are going to repeat round the shape, round the circle, okay? Going to go through 1 bead and add 2 bead. Two bead, cross and pull. Now we are going to go round this circle, round the shape, go to 1 1 1 and add 2 bead to it. So I'm going to continue to weave a little bit more over here in the camera. This is how it's looking like. Then I'll weave the rest off camera, okay? Go round the shape and weave. So now I'm about to complete this step, okay? I'm going to 1 bead and add 2 bead to my line. I add 2 bead. Now into the next bead again, this bead. I add 2 bead to my line. Now I'm going to pull my line into the last bead. Okay, this is the last bead that I'm pulling my line through. And I'm going this one, okay? I'm going to pull into this one too. I'm going to pull it through this one. Now my line is in 3 bead. So I need 1 bead to complete this step. Like this. And there you have it. This is how you increase the shape, the size of your round beaded bag. So these are the steps you need to increase or widen your bag if you want. This is very wide and large, and now you can build on it and make your bag, the big bag that you want to make. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your time. Please don't forget to subscribe and also turn on notifications for new videos. See you in the next one. Bye.